Hello trader. Have you ever imagined a trade giving you 5 times, 10 times profit? You might be thinking, in fact, is it possible in forex? As a matter of fact, the answer is yes. If one knows how to enter on the pattern breakout, it is possible to take 5 times, 10 times profit in a single trade. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to identify a pattern breakout step by step and what are the secret behind this pattern breakout, so that as soon as you finish, you start to see those patterns that is forming in the market to give you the best trade possible in the market. So this is going to be another masterpiece. Make sure you stick till the end. Before I begin, give a big thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Forex Wizard from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. Without further delay, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna explain in a simplest way that anyone can understand. Make sure you stick till the end, and I'll show you quite a few real chart examples. Now let's consider an ideal scenario. I have presented 3 kinds of pattern. As I mentioned, there will be hundreds of types. So all the patterns we can understand if we understand these basic 3 kinds of patterns. So first of all, imagine that a market created a move, an impulse to the upside. Now it could be impulse to the downside. And after this impulse, the price, as a rule of thumb, it will create a pattern, any shape. Let's, for the sake of our understanding, we assume that the market create this triangular pattern, which is a very common pattern. Now when the market creates a pattern, the next step, the market will try to break to the upside if it is an uptrend. This is the rule of thumb. Now, as a matter of fact, the market will never give you a perfect shape and breakout. In majority of the case, the pattern follows certain rules. So now let's look at that, what it is, how you know that when to ride the trend. This is the main goal of this video. So when you identify the structure, the step number 1 is to identify what kind of a structure is this. If it is a triangular structure, the market in majority of the time, it might grab the liquidity from the top if it is an uptrend, and then after grabbing liquidity from the top, the market might come to grab the liquidity from the bottom, from the support. And you will see that this market might go back up again to grab liquidity again from the top, and then the market will come back down to break the previous liquidity zone, and then the market create its move. Very, very simple. Now, as I mentioned, the market will never give you the perfect shape. What if the market haven't grabbed liquidity from the top? Only if it first liquidity grab from the bottom, it even might trend. Now some trade, some pattern will let go. For a high probability, for a bigger win, we will only consider the pattern that will give liquidity from the top and liquidity from the bottom, and twice. And next time the price will come back again, will break the previous liquidity zone. That is where we will be riding the trend. Now let's look at another shape. Now, if you look at this shape, the same way, we will wait for a liquidity grab at the top and the liquidity grab at the bottom, and going up, liquidity grab at the top again, and then liquidity grab at the bottom to break the previous liquidity zone. Now let's jump onto the chart. I will show you countless examples so that you understand as soon as you finish this video. Let's jump. So let's see this example on dollar yen. As you can see, dollar yen creating an inverted head and shoulder here has created a clean impulsive move to the upside. Okay, this is a very, very strong impulsive move, a bullish move, a green candle everywhere. There is no, in the middle, there is no red candle. It's a clean move towards the upside, broken all this level of resistance. And then what dollar yen has done is that, as you can see, the price has created a red candle. Now this red candle is quite significant. Why? Because this is what we are talking about, that when you see after this kind of move, the price initially grab liquidity from the top. Now if you don't know what is a liquidity, then I will link this video, very important. You can watch that liquidity grab, how you understand this. Now as you can see, with that breakout from this resistance on dollar yen, now if you closely look at this trend line here, as you can see, the price has broken to the upside, grab liquidity, and has crossed back below with a long bearish candle. Dollar yen has grabbed liquidity from the top. Now let's see what's happening next, and what we see that dollar yen afterwards creating a pattern, a structure. This is the key points to identify the structure. So how do you identify the structure? Now as you can see, it is a clearly visible pattern, okay? A clearly visible geometrical structure has been created, okay? So an impulse, a structure. So you identify the structure, you have found the price has grabbed liquidity at the top, gone, and then the price has come back down, liquidity from the bottom. Both sides, the price has done that. Next step is to wait for the price again to grab liquidity from the top and coming back down to grab liquidity from the bottom to ride the trend. Simplest way to understand. So let's replay the chart, keep replaying, and what we have seen that the price finally has grabbed liquidity from the bottom. Now as you can see, what we saw that once the price grabbed liquidity from the top, the price has formed a structure, and then the price has come back down, grab liquidity from the bottom. So the main goal here is to look for the previous liquidity grab to be broken. Now as you can see, this is the support level here, has broken completely towards the downside. Now that's the riding of the trend. Now if you understand it, now look at, if you trade this structure keeping stop loss below all this low, it is possible for someone to take the biggest trade. Let's assume that you want 5-to-1 risk to reward, and you can see that afterwards, in fact, the price has made a huge move. Easily you can hit 5-to-1 reward to risk ratio trade once you understand how the pattern works and how it breaks. Now let's look at more examples so that you can reprogram your mind to see this kind of pattern as soon as you finish the video. So let's see this example. As I mentioned, we need to look for a clean impulse in the market. Now as you can see, gold on 4-hour time frame has created a clean impulsive move to the downside, has broken this support completely and created a clean move. Now let's see how the market is forming the structure. Now if you look at the next candle, what you saw that there is a liquidity grab from the previous candle's high. This is the key. Now the impatient trader might be selling from here, seeing that liquidity grab without thinking of the structure. Now if we look at the next candle, has formed a green candle, which is the market now forming a structure. Now if we keep replaying the chart, we see that, as you can see, after this structure, the price now started to grab liquidity. Now we saw that liquidity grab from the bottom and then has gone up. Now next, what we saw that the price has crossed that previous liquidity candle, and after crossing the previous liquidity candle, the price again grabbed huge liquidity from the top, and then the price started to, now once the price grabbed that liquidity from the top, breaking the previous liquidity candle, we know exactly what to do. Now in that situation, if we trade short this market, we can see that how the market might move, and if we target this one 5-to-1 reward to risk, we can see that That's a massive move, and easily this target can be achievable. And as you can see, the market has given the full 5 times profit in that trade as well. This is the power of understanding the pattern breakout. Now let's look at different kind of patterns so that we know exactly how to trade whatever shape the market is throwing us. Okay, today, so let's look at this example on GBP JPY. Now it's a different kind of a structure. As I mentioned, the market will give you different kind of structure all the time. Now we can see that GJ starting with this impulse to the upside and then has formed a structure that we can identify. First of all, the first step is to identify the structure. Now what do we see that here? You can see this is what we call a bull flag. Now after this impulse, GBP JPY has formed a bull flag. Now with that bull flag, what we have seen that the price initially has broken at the top, grab the liquidity from the top, and then the price again has come back inside the bull flag. And what we saw that with that breakdown, again the price grabbed liquidity from the bottom. So you saw back to back 2 liquidity grab at the top as well as at the bottom. So it fulfilled the condition, and then we saw the price has consolidated again and finally has broken that previous liquidity candle. If we drop that support level, we can see after breaking that support with this strong impulse, GBP JPY has in fact started its move towards the upside, and it's a massive move. As you can see, if you trade that breakout after this doji even and keeping the stop loss below this low, that's a huge move. Easily can be achievable 5-to-1 reward to risk ratio trade. Now this is the power of understanding the pattern breakout. Guys, I sincerely believe that you found value in this video, you understood, and also if you want to learn more about our strategies and also trade with us in our Forex Trading Wizard Academy, there is a link in the description area. You can visit the website, and also you can see the website address. You can visit us to learn our strategies and also to trade with us. Thank you. I'll see you soon in my next video.